Welcome back to Qtronics. Yes, I am still alive, I am still here. I've just had a really busy past few months. New job, just things going on galore. Anyway, I am back and this is the first video to kickstart it all. I will be jumping back into some news stuff as well. I won't be so heavily focused on the news like I was last time. I want to bring back more of the techie videos like this, where I actually do stuff, fix stuff, and mod stuff. So yes, look out for some of the upcoming videos. I'm going to drop in a few Switch mods because, you know, we're getting to the end of the Switch's life, so it deserves those last few. I've got a Game Gear I need to look at recapping, see if it gets working, and then giving it the full works. Yes, I have. And also, I've got some Game Boy flash cartridges to make, so look out for those because I'm going to be making some of those and giving them away, so definitely look out for that. Right then, so on to today, what have we got here? We've got a Nintendo Switch OLED that I previously modded. Now, if we have a look what's going on, you will see that if we turn it on, light starts, and then as you can see, it's failing to glitch, and it's going straight to stock firmware. So obviously, that's no good for us. So if you've ever had a Nintendo Switch OLED, and this is what happens to you and it runs to stock, this is the fix you need to probably do for it. Let me just turn this off. Right, that's off. So this is normally a lot easier when it's not in the chassis, but anyway, let's disconnect that battery again, as we don't want to be messing with the device while the battery's on. Let me just find my tweezers, here they are. Let's disconnect that battery and I'll show you what the issue is more than likely. So with that flash sequence there, I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically, if a Switch OLED has been glitching previously and then no longer glitches, it's probably 99% the Dat Zero adapter has failed. So I'm going to show you how to test for that. We get our multimeter out and turn it to dial mode, which is this one here, and then I'll show you what happens. Let me zoom back on this switch. Let me know how this goes as well, guys. I'm trying some manual zoom because my cameras, the autofocus on them is too quick and it just gets a bit jarring. So I'm going with my manual focus here. So let me know how you get on with that. If we get our red probe on ground and if we touch the C point here, we'll get an 800 voltage. Now you think at first, oh, that looks great, 800 is about right. Actually, it should be around 600. So if we actually disconnect this ribbon here, which is what leads to that, and now if we test it, we'll probably get an open line. So on the C point, and there you go, we get an open line. There's no diode drop there. And if we come over to the chip and test the C point here, you'll see we'll probably get that 800. And if we flip it around and put the black on ground, you'll see it's about 1.9. And if we do the same thing here, we should still have an open line, which we do. So basically what's happened there is the Dat Zero points failed. So let's get this board out, fix that Dat Zero, and hopefully we'll have a glitching switch again. Let's go for it. So I won't bore you with taking the rest of this board apart. Join me back in a minute when it's out and we'll do the soldering. Right, I'll catch you in a second. Right then, so we're back, I'm under the scope, and as you can see, looking at this at first glance, that actually looks like a really good install to me. I think that looks really clean. And it's probably just there's not enough pressure on it, so I think we'll desolder it at the back and actually we'll cut the rest of this bar off here and we'll see if we can get a bit of better pressure. Then it might be that I left that bar on and really probably should have taken it off. So let's get to it. First of all, I will put the meter back into diode mode so you can see, and then I'll prove that we're getting basically nothing off this. There you go, open line. And if we push, we might actually be able to get it to give us a signal. Nah. Right then, that's fine. Let's get it desoldered and we'll go from there then. So first things first, we want to desolder that point there. And did I solder that point there or not? It does look like it, doesn't it? Yeah, and that point there. So we'll get those 2 points desoldered and then we'll carry on. I'm just putting my extract fan on now, guys. And there you go. That one didn't even look like it was properly connected. So let's turn the iron off, get this cleaned up a little bit, and we'll go from there. So we're just going to use some IPA to clean the board up a bit. And a trusty toothbrush. Basically, we don't want any flux underneath here if we can help it, because it will stop us getting a nice connection. So now we just want to break this metal bit off, which I'll just get some clippers and do it slightly off screen. Or you'll do what I just did and take the whole bloody ground plane off, which is beautiful. So now I believe just underneath here will be ground anyway. So I'm just going to scratch a bit off and just confirm that's the case. If it is, I think here's ground, so we're all good. This is one of the reasons why they recommend the Kamikaze, by the way, just to make this a little bit easier. But obviously the Kamikaze has its own risks then, and that is you can fuck your board up. I've seen a lot on Reddit just lately of people really messing their boards up using the Kamikaze method. So if we put this back into diode mode now, and I'll see if we get a reading off that. But we probably will get a reading now. I'll just read it out to you. I've not got my camera back on. Yeah, we're going to read in about 700, which is good. Yeah, and 400 the other way. So yeah, that would be fine now. So what we want to do is I'm going to try and get these two corner pieces soldered in first, and then we'll work our way onto those top pieces just because of how it's happened. Right, let's see if I can flood this with solder actually. Get that piece to at least give us a bit of pressure. The iron's just warming up now. So I'm going to take the grinder pan out, I'm going to have to go to the sides. So I'm going to clean this up again, and then we'll grind to the sides and we'll go from there. Obviously we don't want to catch that bit there, because that isn't ground. Just going to mark with the tweezers where I need to grind. Doesn't look great, but if that diode reading is there, that'll do, especially seeing as I fucked all the pads up. So let's have a look. Right, see if we get that diode reading. Fingers crossed, guys. And we've got it. Yep, 685 one way, 440 something the other way. Let's get this point soldered back on as well to give it a bit more resilience, and then we should be good. Obviously, if this comes back to me again, it might be the case that going forward, you might have to look at a kamikaze for it. Obviously, there's nothing I can do about it. If that's what the point it's got to now, it's probably just going to need the kamikaze. It's not my greatest work, unfortunately, but we have to do what we have to do sometimes. It does look better than when it was just though, so let's have a look. And fingers crossed we're good. And we're getting 690, which is good with red on the point. So if we flip it around, we should get between 400 and 500. So red on the ground, black on the point, 450, perfect. So although these points don't look amazing, I mean that one's not soldered down, so I need to fix that. That one is. So let's try and get those points better and hope we've still got that connection. Right, I'm going to just test it from this point now. .451, perfect. Right, I'll get it back in the chassis and I'll show you it working. Fingers crossed. Right, I'll catch you in a second. Right then, guys, we're back together enough to test. Here we are. Right then, let's press the button and hope for the best. So we're getting the glitch. That looks like that's worked to me. Just flip it over and hey presto, no SD card. That's it then, guys. Obviously, there's no point seeing it past that. You've seen me put a switch together before, and that's it. So if your switch isn't glitching, that's what you got to do. Hopefully, though, if you do it, when you bend that bit off the top, you don't snap all the pads off like I did and have to make some impromptu pads on the side. But if you do, now you know how to fix it. Doesn't matter that those things to the side are ground. As long as they're ground, we can attach them. And there you go. Nice and soldered. All good. I can give this back to my friend now. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed me returning after all this time. So yeah, I'll catch you later. Don't forget to like and subscribe as it helps the channel to grow. See ya.